Good morning, Z.E.R.T Nation. XP001 here. Welcome to another episode of Coffee and Hate. Today we're going to talk about duties of a walking formation. What does a protection specialist do, and what is he processing when they're walking in a formation? So first, there are many types of walking formations, but those formations are all dictated by the environment, the threat level, and most importantly, the client's wishes. That's another big factor as well that people don't take in consideration. It's the truth about executive protection there. So when we're training, when we're at a school, we're training walking formations, regardless if it's a 12-man, 8-man, 6-man, 2-man, or 1-man. You know, you're walking in an open area, and you know you're trying to be synchronized, and it looks good and looks sexy on film, especially in training. But when you get out in the real world, those elements really come into play. You're going to have people, obstacles, narrow walkways, wide walkways, congested areas. So the key thing is that you got to be flexible. Everyone's got to know each one's duties, and most importantly, like Bruce Lee says, you got to flow like water. But the key objective in a walking formation is to always maintain that security bubble. Okay, now, when you're maintaining that security bubble, what is each individual agent doing? What is that checklist? What is that process? Well, one, let's talk about situational awareness that we always talk about. So when we're walking in a walking formation, not only is he looking for people, places, and things that we'll discuss, but let's talk about people. All right, he's scanning from left to right, heaven to earth. He's looking at each individual person, scanning their behavior, their demeanor. What are their hands doing? What type of clothes are they wearing? Does it fit the environment? Then they're quickly checking their formation to make sure they're not too tight on the client, giving the client enough distance, when and where they need to collapse on the client due to the area and where their teammates are and what your teammates are doing, because they may have to push out to grab a door and you may have to fill and flow, and then everyone starts shifting accordingly. So as much as we want it to look like synchronized swimming, in a sense it is, but it just doesn't look as sexy. Everyone's got to be flexible. Okay, so now we talked about situational awareness and what to look for in people. Now let's talk about places. So the places, what's the next place you're going? Is there an alleyway? Do you need to push ahead? Does your responsibility have dead space? Do you need to push ahead and grab the door and hold the door? Now the whole detail goes thin, and now they shift to the point man, and now you're taking the 6. Talk about flowing. So not only you're scanning for people, you're looking at places and where you're going, where you need to be. Okay? Things. You're looking for any potential hazards that your team or your client can trip on. You're looking at traffic, construction stuff, anything out of the ordinary, that can affect your team's movement and your client. Considerations. Now, while you're all doing this, and you're in a tight, walkway in Manhattan or downtown DC or in Los Angeles, an attack happens and attacks to the right. What position? Where are you falling back from? How are you covering your client? What are you going back to the car? Are you pushing into a retail store and holding up as a safe area? All those considerations. If the attack comes from the front, are you going to be able to handle that attack while your team, exfils the client to a safe area, vehicle, etc. So not only are you looking for people, places, and things, you're always thinking about contingency. What if? What if this happens? How are we going to react right now on this sidewalk? How are we going to react right now in this conference hall? How are we going to react right now in these vehicles on this busy street? Where are we going to? Where are we going to hold up on? And what's the best way to get our client safe? And what's the best way that I can cover my team to do so if I'm in that position? So, hope you enjoyed this episode of Coffee and Hate. Stay tuned tomorrow. Crush the day. I'm XP001. Out. Did an early snap on that one.
The Z.E.R.T membership pack is your gateway to a worldwide organization dedicated to building a safe and trained community armed with the proper mindset to see you and your family through to safety. The first-year membership pack includes Z.E.R.T 702 black t-shirt, 5-inch Z.E.R.T 702 patch in PVC, your call sign and squadron assignment, Z.E.R.T membership certificate, official membership card with your call sign, 10 Z.E.R.T recruitment cards, access to discounts from Z.E.R.T approved vendors, 15% off most Z.E.R.T merchandise year-round. In addition to the membership pack, once you join, you receive the following privileges: access to the ZERT forum and exclusive online videos. ZERT, not just an organization, it's a lifestyle. ZERTNation.com.